Hi everyone. So here we are in Flipgrid, and as you see, it looks completely different. They had a new update. So I just wanted to take a minute and walk through everything and so on. So to do just a basic Flipgrid, you would just start a discussion. Now, if you look down here, there are two different ways that you can do this. You can create it in a topic or you can create it in a group. Okay, so your group would almost be like your classroom. So if you wanted it to be your third period health class, you could create a group, type in third period health. We want to keep it private because public means that anybody can access it, and we don't want to do that for our students. You can leave this join code. You don't even need it. I don't use it. It's fine. Student email you can use because you want to make sure that the students use their emails to log in. And I'll show you a little bit more about that in a minute. Click next. Here's where you have to add the email handle. So you do at stu.pennsauken.net. Hit enter to make it blue, and then hit at pennsauken.net. Hit enter to make it blue, and you would click next. And then you can either create a topic, you can duplicate your topics if you had one that you wanted to use for 3, 4, and 5, or I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, or whatever periods. And you can duplicate them after you choose them, or you can skip this for now. So if you wanted to share the group with your students, you could do it from right here. You could click on Share to Google Classroom. And you would do it just like you would do any other time. You would choose the class that you wanted to add it to. I can send it down to my 10th grade English class, and you can assign it any way you like. And then you would hit go, and it would go right to, it would open the assignment for you, and you can edit it further there. And then you click go to group, and this is where you can add your topics this way, okay? So in order to add a topic, you click over here on add topic, and maybe you're going to just have them introduce themselves, introductions. Tell us your favorite color. And you can change the time here. You have up until 10 minutes. So this really gives you a lot of options. If you wanted to do presentations through here, if you wanted to, my new thing is asynchronous video discussions where they create discussions back and forth to one another. You could do that. You could do a couple different things here. You can set the language for your closed captions. If you scroll down a little bit, you can moderate your topic. I always suggest moderating topics for the first couple, just so students, you can kind of see what your students are doing and make sure that your students are not making any silly comments or anything. There's a slew of things that you can upload here. You can record your own video to have your students create, you know, something in the likeness, or if you want to just explain it to your students. This is an easy way to differentiate. You can add a video from YouTube. You can upload a video that you created on your Chromebook or your Screencastify. You can upload an image, and you can add a GIF, an emoji. There's so many things that you can add down here. Then you would click Create Topic, and your topic could be created. I always go into more options. In more options, you can add attachments. You can set the topic status, so you can make it frozen, hidden, or active, and then you can schedule the date. So if you want them to have their presentations done by a certain date and a certain time, you can do that. You just click on that and you choose your date and time, just like you would in Google Classroom. Notifications, you can receive new notifications if you have them responding, and you want to make sure that you get an email. Download and share. You can allow students to download and share after creating their videos. I usually leave that on because sometimes if Flipgrid does have a tweak or something like that, they still have the ability to save it to their desktop or their Chromebook. Allow students to receive notifications when new videos are added. I don't usually do this because I know some of my students are a little sensitive about who sees their videos and who doesn't. I always allow them to do selfies and videos. They can add stickers and so on. I allow them to edit it because sometimes they mess up. This is up to you if you want them to allow comments or video comments, or even text comments, video comments, or both, or none. If you don't want them commenting on one another's, that's fine. If you want to make it interactive, that's fine. That's where this video comments only would come in, like I mentioned a little earlier, an asynchronous video discussion. Trying to get our students to talk more in remote learning. This is a really great option. Attachment link, if you want students to be able to attach something. So if you're doing a presentation and you wanted them to add a Google Doc quiz or Google Doc notes for the rest of the class to view, you could do that. View count, you have to decide if you want to do view counts or likes, because sometimes it can turn into a social media idea. But also there was an option. I know I spoke to a teacher and they said they were doing political speeches and they were voting for who was on president, so they had to get them to like their candidate better. So that's something that you could kind of use accordingly, and I think that's a good way to make it interactive. You have basic feedback, so it provides you this rubric already, or you can build your own feedback, and it saves your feedback, so you can then check afterwards once you add your criteria. So in order to add criteria, you would click here. Maybe you want to say spoke eloquently. And you can describe that a little bit. You can give it a maximum score and a minimum score. I usually do everything out of 10. And then you click create. Oops, you have to add it. I'm sorry, you have to add it. Chose words carefully and, purposefully. You can hit create. And you can create your topic from there. And you can share it right to Google Classroom as before, or you can copy and paste it, paste the link into Google Classroom if you're not quite ready to create your topic here. You can click all set and you go right to, this is pretty much like what the student's going to see. All right, so if you didn't share it to Google Classroom, you can share it through here. You get this link very easily. You can record a response here. You can submit to the discovery, where we'll talk about that in a minute. You can hide the topic if you don't want students to see it. You can move it. So if it's in one group, you can add it to another group, but that's not duplicating it and then moving it. That's simply moving it if you put it like in the wrong group. You can export all the data from it, or you can delete the topic. You can also edit the topic and it takes you back through that process that we just went through. You can also edit it from here. Okay, you can share the topic. So if you want to share it, again, it's the same thing as up here. If you want to share it to a different class, or you want to share it with maybe a group in another classroom or with another teacher or another school, these are all options that you can do. So that was the quick how to make a group and topic.